Good morning and thank you all for coming. Well, it gives me great pleasure today to announce that Kevin Muscat is the head coach of Melbourne Victory for the next 2 seasons. Over the past 3 weeks, the challenges that we've had have been well documented, but through adversity comes opportunity, and often leaders emerge to guide the ship forward. And Kevin is that person. We believe he is a great leader. He served a worthy coaching apprenticeship. Much of that has been under the best coach in the land, and we've got great faith in Kevin and wish him well. Thanks for coming, and open for questions.
Kevin, you've been in the game all your life. Your first managerial job is at the biggest club in the country. Daunting challenge, or are you ready for it?
I certainly believe I'm ready for it. As you said, I've been at the club for 10 years now, Lynchy, and I'm well aware of the beast I'm about to try and ride. Do I look forward with, I understand it's a great challenge, but as I said, I've been here for long enough to realise what's expected at this football club, and I dare say that I'm going to try and achieve that.
What's the emotion? What's the feeling?
Oh, look, I've got to take that away from the whole situation. I think, the first time I sat down with the chairman and the CEO was about making sure that, my perspective was to making sure that the football club appoints the best person for the job. And when I realised that both our vision aligned, I was under no illusion that I was the right man to take the job forward.
10 years with the club though, and you're the inaugural captain in the A-League. It must be a huge honour to sort of complete that transition, I guess.
Yeah, look, and again, I was, I suppose I've been asked a couple of times throughout, my time at the football club whether I was ready to take on the mantra, and I can honestly say that I answered no. When the question was posed to me this time, and obviously with the national team job becoming available, I knew that the first person that I'd knock to would be Ange, and so when I asked myself that question one more time, the answer was yes. So I believe I've got the tools to take this club forward and take the football team forward, so I'm looking forward to it. And I realise it's a position of privilege as well. Being manager or head coach of this football club is a position of privilege, and I intend to act accordingly.
So what changed then between yes and no?
Look, it's time, experience, knowledge. I'll also like to go on record and wish Ange all the best and good luck. He's got a massive job ahead of him, and he's certainly put me in the position I am today, and therefore I'm grateful for the learning experience that he's given me over the last 18 months.
Is this a seamless transition?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I'd like to think so because there's structures in place at this football club now that's been unprecedented, and I believe I've going to be given all the opportunity to be successful, and therefore, in part, I'm going to do the same to the football team. I'm going to make sure that dressing room has got the best opportunity to be successful and take forward what we've started 18 months ago.
Kevin, there's still people here with whom you played. Mm-hmm. Is it difficult to make that transition completely and finally now from being the assistant, perhaps, who's Mr. Nice Guy, to being the boss with guys you played with?
Yeah, it's a fair question, Michael, but I believe I made that transition, at least a couple of years ago, away from the playing group. There, as you mentioned, there are a few that I did play with, but I believe that there's a certain amount of respect both ways to understand that the position I hold now is also different to the one I held yesterday.
Do you put your own stamp on it, Kevin, or is it just sort of continue as it was coming up?
Oh, look, I think, one thing's for sure, over the last 18 months, the football team now has an identity. There's a certain DNA that's expected from Melbourne Victory when they perform now. My ego doesn't tell me that, I need to fracture, what's happened in the last 18 months and rebuild it. I believe I was integral in implementing the football philosophy at the moment, and I intend to improve that as time goes on.
First game against Ernie Merrick, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a coincidence, isn't it? I really haven't had any feelings towards it, to be honest, as you could respect the last 10 10 days have been, testing ones. But, throughout that, we, fall back in a default position that there is a structure in place here where, and Ange said it prior to his last game and after his last game, that it had to be business as usual. Straight after the game Friday night, it was preparation for Wellington Phoenix, and obviously there's been some distractions in the last couple of days and obviously today, but this will be the last of it. Preparations are well underway to get the right results on Monday night.
Is Ange only a phone call away, and will you make that phone call from time to time?
Without doubt, and Ange, I've got very close to him over the last 18 months, and you could, from the outside, you probably think he doesn't let, people get close, but he's I call him a friend, and if I do need to speak to him, and believe it or not, Ange is as much as a student of the game as as anyone, I certainly believe I can learn off a lot of people, and Ange is obviously one of those.
You win the title in your first season?
I learned very quickly at this football club that winning silverware and being successful, and that was my mantra 10 years ago when I first arrived. That the football club is geared to be successful, and I'll be giving it my all to try and win things immediately. So the answer in short, I think everyone at this stage in the competition is still trying to win it, and we're no different.
What's the biggest challenge you face early in the job?
Oh look, I do understand that there'll be preconceived ideas and about myself, and I don't frown upon those at all. I've been challenged, right throughout my career as a player, and I understand that those challenges will arise in this job here as well. So from that perspective, I look to those preconceived ideas from people, and I'm sure they'll come. Just asked to be judged on merit in what I do with the football team, and time will tell.
Kevin, you said it's evolution, not revolution, but what kind of a stamp will we see you putting on the team, and how soon will you change things tactically a bit? Will you approach the game with a slightly different philosophy? So what way?
Yeah, look, as I reiterate what I said earlier, Michael, the fact that I've been part of the journey since the start, and I believe that players have come to the football club in recent times based on how we do things and how we want to play. I believe that members have joined the football club based on how we play and the style and the philosophy that we do have. So from that part, I don't foresee it to be a change at all. I do believe that I'll expect entertaining football and everything that you've seen previously, and as time goes by, I'd like to improve that and I'd want to improve that. So at this point in time, it's like I said, it's business as usual. Everyone understands what's required of them, but as you said, I'm a different person. I've got a different personality, and I suppose in the short term that's what you'll see.
Kevin, have you brought your own management team with you? Who will you be bringing as an assistant or backup?
Yeah.
Or have you?
Well, Lynch, as you can respect, it's been a busy week, and as I said, preparation for Wellington Phoenix started Friday night about 10 o'clock after the Brisbane game, and from that moment, I realised I was going to be taking over in some capacity, and from that moment, Darren Davies, was assisting me, and he's been doing so all week, and he will do leading up to the Wellington game. In terms of any announcements from that respect, again, I'd ask to, due respect, and give us some time to finalise those, and they'll be made shortly.
Kevin, when did you, or have you always wanted to coach? When did that seed first get planted during your playing days?
Obviously, later on in your career, you start thinking about things, but my vision was that I want to get best educated, before I contemplate anything, because along the journey you might realise that maybe something you don't want to do. As time went on, and also undergoing the coaching process here in Australia now, that's improved enormously. That coupled with being with Ange for 18 months, puts me in a position now where I believe I've got enough knowledge to go on and do the job, and the fact that it's presented itself right here and now, I decided that it's time for me to step up and obviously take the team forward.
But do you hopefully see Kevin as the long-term sir?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a solid vision, and Kevin's got the opportunity now. I was asked yesterday about the favourite son romance. History won't change. Kevin will be the favourite son from his playing days. It's been written, and it won't change. But the future, he's got a blank sheet and a pen, and he can write the script himself. And as head coach, it's not about being a favourite son, it's about being a father figure. And we've given him the opportunity to write that. And we look forward to that and hope that this is a long-term relationship. In fact, dare I say, I hope that he's in contention for the next Socceroos job. That will be a demonstration of what has been achieved.
Kevin, what do you make of Anthony's comment that he could see you as an ex-Socceroos coach? Is that something you could see?
Yeah, I'm looking to, the furthest I'm looking at the moment is Monday night. I've certainly got as I said, preparations are well underway, and from that aspect we'll leave no stone unturned. There's a structure in place that will be adhered to from here to then, and then if we get a win on Monday night, I might consider managing the national team in the near future.